Okay, so I am on the iccsafe.org website looking at the Ohio codes, and I'm going to use the 2019 Residential Code of Ohio to select a floor joist. So if I run my floor joist left to right, then I need about a 15 footer to go halfway across because that's a 30-foot dimension. So if I say look for something that'll span at least 15 feet, then I can put a bearing wall underneath one of the closet walls. I'll show you where that is on the floor plan. I can put a bearing wall kind of in the middle of the house, and it actually works out pretty well. So I'm going to click on View the Residential Code, and floor systems are in Chapter 5. That's where I'll find my floor joist span chart. And so I click on Chapter 5 in the table of contents, scroll down to the tables. So this is the first one. This is floor joists, common spans, residential sleeping areas. I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to go to the residential living areas. So here is my table. So this has a live load of 40 PSF. I'm going to go with a dead load of 10 PSF. So I'm using the left-hand side of this table. And I would like to use a 16-inch spacing because that's kind of standard. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit. And I'm looking for a span of at least 15 feet. And if I look here at SPF, Spruce Pine Fir number 2, 2x12s can go up to 17 feet 10 inches. 2x10s can go 15 feet 5 inches. So I am going to use that one. That's going to be my selection. So SPF number 2, 2x10s at 16 inches on center. Okay, so back on my really crude sketch, my plan is to run floor joists from left to right. I'm not going to go by 30-foot long 2x12s. So in reality, I'm going to run one like that and then one like that. So I will have pairs. So forget about this one. I will have pairs of them spaced every 16 inches. And then I need a bearing wall. So my bearing wall is going to be, let's make it green. My bearing wall, my plan is to put it underneath this wall, right down through there, across the head of the stair, and there, continue through my basement. Now I could use a beam, but bearing walls, 2x4, 2x6 interior load bearing walls appear in the code book. So that's why I want to use those here. So that's my plan. So my floor joist spans are approximately 15 feet on either side of that, and I've got one bearing wall down in the middle of the house. Now the next consideration is to look at the floor plan for the second floor and see if that makes any sense whatsoever for upstairs. So hang on. Okay, so I think this is going to work out. So supporting our floor joists on our first floor will be a bearing wall in the basement that is going to be right here. And our floor joists are going to span from left to right. So we'll have a big old wall down the middle of our basement. We can put doorways in it and things like that. That's not a big deal. It'll fall right underneath the end of our stair. That's kind of handy. So that's working out. Well, so I need to support my floor joist upstairs on the second floor. So what am I going to use for that? Well, if I stack another, let me change colors here. If I stack another bearing wall on top of the one that I just built in the basement, so let's say that I make this a bearing wall on the first floor, so it continues to carry that load. Then I can run my floor joist side to side just like I planned. So my floor joist on the second floor, we'll run from this exterior wall, come across halfway, and then start again, put one right next to it. And the bearing wall that's beneath me, supporting that second floor, is right about there. And it'll stop. Notice that this is a great room out here. This is open to below, so there's no floor out there. So the floor is under the attics on the right and on the left, and the master bedroom in the middle. And so that's an ugly drawing, but that's what we need to worry about. So Next video we will actually start modeling that.